for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering Fast Pay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? Fast Pay will send it to your email immediately. Use Fast Pay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Flow Fast Pay. 2 minutes and you're on your way. Flow Fast Pay. Flow Fast Pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
And welcome back. A special good evening to our listeners of Acoustic Worship Radio. A public stakeholder consultation on the Sperm Whale Reserve Bill will get underway tomorrow. The legislation received its first reading in Parliament last month, where Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit provided an opportunity for additional engagement and consultation. Minister for State with specific responsibility for fisheries and blue economy, Julian Defoe, says tomorrow consultation will provide the opportunity for stakeholders to contribute meaningfully to shaping the whale reserve.
As you may recall, the first reading of this important piece of legislation was made in Parliament on June 24th, where the Honourable Prime Minister provided an opportunity for additional engagement and consultation. He assured the House, and by extension the people of Dominica, that more time would be afforded to key stakeholders who raised concerns about the specific provisions within the bill. We are honouring that commitment. This consultation is your opportunity to be heard. It is your platform to share recommendations, ask questions, seek clarity, and contribute meaningfully to shaping what will be the first of its kind sperm whale reserve in the world. All stakeholders have been officially informed and provided with the relevant link to the draft bill, which remains accessible on the Government of Dominica's official website. I urge everyone to review the draft carefully ahead of the meeting so we can have a productive, informed, and respectful dialogue.
Defoe says the input of all stakeholders is vital at tomorrow's consultation.
This proposed legislation is not just about marine conservation. It is about protecting a unique ecological treasure that defines us as a nature island, while also securing long-term benefits for sustainable tourism, marine science, fisheries, and the blue economy at large. Therefore, I issue a sincere and open invitation to all concerned citizens, fisher folks, tour operators, conservationists, academics, community leaders, and anyone with an interest in the marine environment to attend Thursday's consultation. Your voice matters. Your input is vital. Let us work together to ensure that the bill reflects the shared values, aspirations, and expertise of the Dominican people.
Minister of State with specific responsibility for fisheries and the blue economy, Julian Defoe. The consultation will be held at the Goodwill Parish Hall from 4 p.m. on Thursday. Traditor 2025 was officially launched in Portsmouth this morning, and over 400 sailors are expected in Dominica for the event. Traditor, an annual traditional sailing race, is organized by the St. Anne Sailing Association in Guadeloupe. Ayodele Andrew, Festivals and Events Manager at Discover Dominica Authority, says Dominica welcomes the opportunity to host the start of the race.
That's a very prestigious activity for us and a new event for us at Discover Dominica Authority, that we really welcome the opportunity to build on this opportunity and foster long-term relationships going forward from here. It's not just a race. You know, we are prepared to welcome over 400 sailors from Guadeloupe who will come right here on Purple Turtle Beach from tomorrow, and their presence will also signify a boost to the local economy for the Portsmouth community.
Meantime, Prince Rupert's Bay will be turned into a Traditor village, and a special exhibition sailing race with 39 sailing boats is scheduled for tomorrow.
It's an opportunity for us, Dominica, to put on a showcase of the best that Dominica has to offer. So we have vendors they'll have local, give them an opportunity to savor our local delectables, refreshing drinks and traditional foods, rich cultural experiences from our cultural and traditional groups, a lively entertainment showcase. And we have the highlight of tomorrow's activity will be an exhibition sailing base right here in Prince Rupert Bay. So for most of us in Dominica, we would not be able to follow the race once it departs Dominica, but you'll have an opportunity to experience what the race would look like.
Festivals and Events Manager at the Discover Dominica Authority, Ayode Leandro. The sailing race begins this Friday from Purple Turtle Beach in Portsmouth. The Chinese Embassy in Dominica has, for the third year, awarded scholarships to outstanding graduates of the Dominica State College. 10 students were awarded with scholarships during the Dominica State College Class of 2025 honors ceremony on Tuesday night. Chu Maoming is the Chinese ambassador to Dominica.
Please allow me to take this opportunity to congratulate you all. Especially, I sincerely congratulate the 10 outstanding graduates who received the Chinese ambassador's scholarship. This is the third year my embassy provides the mentioned scholarship, so my thanks also go to the State College for their great support for the implementation of the program. Today, we are here to celebrate the honor graduates, those who have achieved the highest honors. Your dedication to your studies, your intellectual curiosity, your unwavering pursuit of knowledge, your hard work, it confirms the saying, you reap what you sow.
Chinese ambassador to Dominica, Chu Maoming. Meantime, educator Jocelyn Alexis Joseph, who was the motivational speaker at the honors ceremony, called on the students to keep setting goals and surpassing them.
For you, the esteemed honored students, you set your goals and boundaries from the commencement of your program at the DSC. You developed your routines and you worked relentlessly to achieve your dreams and expectations. And you are successful. Take a bow and feel proud today of your achievements. Who you are today will impact your tomorrow. Set your eyes on the next degree, on expanding your potentials, or on a new job. Set goals and smash them just like you did here at the Dominica State College. Remember that wherever God leads you, He will sustain you. So as you receive this award today, feel all your feels and feel all the pride that comes with hard work. The reward is yours today, and we are proud of you and your achievements.
Educator Jocelyn Alexis Joseph. Logos Hope opened its doors to the Dominican public today, with Director Edward David explaining that the ship's mission is driven by a commitment to promote global well-being through diverse initiatives at every port it enters. An official opening ceremony was held aboard the ship this morning. David encourages the Dominicans to visit Logos Hope and be a part of the ship's mission.
And our main focus is tied down to three main focus that we want to focus on in every port that we come into. And number one is by sharing knowledge. Knowledge is fundamental to personal growth and lays a foundation for life's opportunities. And secondly is that by sharing help. We want to demonstrate God's love through practical actions. And we do this in partnership with local organizations. And thirdly and lastly is by sharing hope.
Director of Logos Hope, Edward David. Minister for Housing, Melissa Skerritt, who represented Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt at the ceremony, says the mission of Logos Hope aligns well with the island's national vision.
As a government, we place high value on literacy and education. We are committed to building a society where every child, no matter where they live or what their circumstance, has access to the tools that they need to thrive. This includes investing in schools, early childhood centers, and community programs that promote reading and long life learning. And so we are proud to support initiatives like this, a visit from Logos Hope, which aligns so well with our national vision. Let me also say how pleased we are that the ship is docked right here in Roseau. It offers our residents, especially our youth, and indeed people from all over the island, a world-class experience right here on the Bayfront.
Minister for Housing Melissa Skerritt. Dominica's Youth Division is set to host its annual Summer Day Camp from July 14th to August 15th, with activities spread across 20 constituencies. Speaking on DBS Radio earlier this week, Meritha Hyacinth, Chief Youth Development Officer, said the initiative is part of the broader Summer Volunteerism Program, which includes ongoing youth mentorship training. The program aims to foster leadership, community service, and skill building among Dominican youth.
The major initiative from the Summer Volunteerism Program would be the Summer Day Camp. There are two other aspects, which would be the mentors training and the volunteers training that we have. But the Summer Day Camp is a major initiative under the Summer Volunteer Program. The Summer Day Camp will begin from July 14th and it will end on August 15th. And it will be held during that time in 20 different areas across Dominica, 20 constituencies. We would have had 21, but you have Roseau Central and Roseau North being put together, so that's why we have it in 20. So basically during the 14th of July to the 15th of August, we have the camp going on at the 20 different locations.
This week, mentors are currently taking part in a week-long training program ahead of the Summer Day Camp.
Prior to that, starting Monday to Friday this week, we're going to have the mentors training. So the mentors basically are persons that we pull from the National Employment Program. They are called education mentors during the school year. So they are part of the education system. So they are going to be doing a week-long training this week. And then the following week, that's where we have the student volunteers. And then the student volunteers will be doing their training within the district. And we expect that the mentors that we train next week would come into the district to assist the youth officers to that training.
Meritha Hyacinth, Chief Youth Development Officer. Tires, metals, and white goods will not be accepted at the landfill in Fonkole until August. The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation has stated that the decision follows the outbreak of a major fire in the tire section at the Fonkole landfill this week, which sent plumes of toxic fumes into surrounding areas.
The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation advises the general public that the landfill will not be accepting tires, metals, and white goods until August. White goods generally refer to large household appliances such as refrigerators, washing machines, dryers, stoves, ovens, dishwashers, air conditioners, water heaters. Grass, green waste, and wood will not be accepted this week until further notice. Only general waste is accepted on the landfill at this moment. Continue to manage your waste effectively and be sure to sort at source.
Public Education Officer at the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, Rhoda St. John, taking us to the end of this evening's National Focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering Fast Pay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? Fast Pay will send it to your email immediately. Use Fast Pay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
And welcome back. Now news from the region. Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell has confirmed that financial corruption has occurred with the rebuilding or building of new houses in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which devastated the northern part of the country on July 1st last year, but said the illicit practice is not widespread. Prime Minister Mitchell admitted that there are challenges with some contractors who were awarded contracts to build the homes. The Grenadian leader said a lot of it had to do with the financial management of fixed-term contracts issued by the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation and/or the Ministry of Housing. Grenada's Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall has announced that the Audit Department will be conducting audits into several contractors who awarded contracts to construct houses under the Hurricane Beryl Response Initiative and failed to complete the project. The Ministry for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation was allocated EC $15 million under the 2024 supplementary budget to assist with the rebuilding of the homes. A total of EC $50,000 was allocated for each house. Internationally, the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, officially closed its doors after President Donald Trump gradually dismantled the agency over its allegedly wasteful spending. More than 80% of all the agency's programs were cancelled as of March, and on Tuesday the remainder were formally absorbed by the State Department. These aid cuts would cause more than 14 million additional deaths by 2030, according to a warning published by researchers in the Lancet Medical Journal. Founded in 1961, USAID previously employed some 10,000 people, two-thirds of whom worked overseas, according to the Congressional Research Service. The controversial cuts began early in Trump's second term, and the move was widely condemned by humanitarian organizations around the world. On Wednesday morning today, the agency's website continued to display a message saying that all USAID direct hire personnel globally had been placed on administrative leave from the 23rd of February. This brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is Sports with Gavin Richards.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Flowfast Pay, a new and easy way to pay. Flowfast Pay, Flowfast Pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Flowfast Pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. Flowfast Pay, Flowfast Pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Well, good evening. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Evening Sports Report. Let's bowl off with cricket news as the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy has hailed the contributions of Craig Brathwaite to West Indies cricket. Well, his comments as Brathwaite is set to become just the 10th West Indian to play 100 Test matches. Brathwaite will accomplish the feat when he lines up in the West Indies team for the second Test against Australia, which starts tomorrow in Grenada. Sammy says that Craig Brathwaite has been a great servant to West Indies cricket.
I was privileged to be captain when he played his first Test in St. Kitts against Pakistan, I think sometime probably the 20th of May. And to be coach now, and he's played his 100th Test. I think that's what, 14 years later. You know, it shows, you know, his contribution to the game. He was captain sometime during that period. And to get an opportunity to play 100th Test, you know, and an opportunity to perform and impact and level in a series. I think that's a great achievement. And I wish him all the best. I know his team will be rallying with him. And it will be a special moment for him and also for the team. So as a group, we're looking forward, plenty milestones.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Meantime, Sammy says the right processes should be followed as it relates to allegations of sexual assault against a West Indies player. Well, reports in Guyana have suggested that multiple women have come forward to make claims of alleged offences by the cricketer. His identity has not yet been revealed, but it has been claimed that some of the offences date back to 2023. No charges have been laid so far. Well, Darren Sammy says justice must be served, but the right process should be followed. He told reporters that he is very close to his players and has had discussions with them, making sure that their mental space is good. Well, a Cricket West Indies spokesperson said that Cricket West Indies has not received any communication or official information and is therefore unable to comment on the matter at this time. Well, let's stay with cricket news because the Australian batsman Steve Smith has been named in Australia's 11 for the second Test against the West Indies. Smith missed the first game due to a finger injury, and Josh Inglis will miss out as Smith returns. Smith says that while he has not fully recovered from the finger injury, he's ready to go.
I had a couple of bats last week. with some tennis balls and Incrediballs the first day, and then some cricket balls the next day, and everything felt good. I was with a probably slightly bigger splint than this one as well, so it was probably a little bit more tricky getting my hand in the glove and stuff. But yeah, since today I just got my stitches out, got a smaller splint now, so things will be easier getting my hand in the glove more than anything. So yeah, feels good. I don't feel really any pain or anything, so yeah, it's all feeling good. Just getting used to the splint on and just the slight limited movement, I suppose, with the tape and the splint. I mean, it's not too bad. I've got a lot of movement there now, so no, it feels good. So.
And that's the Australian batsman Steve Smith. Well, this is not good news for the West Indies. Steve Smith loves batting against the West Indies. He has a blistering average of 124 in test matches against the West Indies. So the West Indies coach Darren Sammy says that the team will have to plan for Steve Smith.
Well, he's a quality guy, quality player. I mean, Australia is still strong because of the system they have. Keep on producing guys, but we've seen when we add pressure as a bowling group, we did get 20 wickets in the test match, and that's the first step towards winning, being able to get 20 wickets. Steve Smith comes in, if he comes in, poses a different challenge to us. Very experienced player, world class, and we're gonna have to plan against him as well.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Let's stay with cricket news because the Indian captain Shubman Gill recorded his second century in as many matches, but it's been an interesting contest so far in the second test between England and India. England won the toss this morning. They elected to bowl first. India reached 310 for 5 at stumps on the opening day. Shubman Gill ended the day not out on 114. Earlier, Jaiswal made 87. Jadeja, he ended not out on 41. So Jadeja and Gill, they are sharing an unbeaten partnership of 99 runs. Chris Woakes has 2 for 59 so far for England, and Ben Stokes 1 for 58. So the scores headed into day 2. It's India 310 for 5 with Shubman Gill not out on 114 and Jadeja unbeaten on 41. Let's go back to football news as the head coach of the DSFC football team, Kunta Charles, says while the mass exodus of players from his team will make it a challenge to remain in the Premier League, he is confident that his team will survive. But DSFC lost about 11 players during the last transfer window. The club currently sits at the bottom of the DFA Premier League with just 4 points. But Charles says while he's disappointed with the number of players who left the club, he is determined to work with the players who opted to stay with the team to fight to remain in the Premier League.
Well, I think currently, we are currently sitting at the bottom of the table. And before we came up, we currently said we actually said we wanted to compete with the best. But I guess not everybody can compete and take a loss. So confidence probably was lost in management and maybe in the club. Players maybe thought of their future and didn't see a win in the future. But the funny thing is, like someone mentioned to me, like, even losing so much from the starting 11, that was the same 11 that used to start and play the game itself. So we'll see how it goes with the rest of the players we have on and the new players that came on board. And from what I'm seeing so far, after interacting with the squad, the current squad, you could see like they're up for the fight. They have, I could see that passion and that fight, and that's what we always want from our players at DS, because we're about giving opportunities. And if you think you've got the opportunity and now is the time to leave to better yourself, well, maybe some players would always take that path for themselves. Others like to see that they work on something, they build, and they're gonna work on make it get better. But for now, yeah, majority of the players, was from the starting 11, but the squad is still intact.
And that's the head coach of the DSFC football team, Kunta Charles. Well, the Football Association, as the Dominica Football Association, they will go ahead with tonight's scheduled match in the DFA Premier League. There were some concerns about the fumes as a result of the fire at the Fonkole landfill, which caused last night's match between Valvoline United and the Belfast Estate Mahou Soka Strikers to be called off. But the DFA says that tonight's match with Promex Harlem United and Connect 767 Courts Ready Cash East Central will go ahead, and that game should be kicking off any moment from now from the DFA Technical Center. In some basketball news this evening, the defending DABA Premier League champions, the Detroit Blazers, will be looking to make it 2 straight wins to start off the season as the DABA's Premier League continues tonight. The Blazers got past the Trafalgar Prowlers in their opening match on the weekend. Tonight they'll be favourites as they take on the Police Sports Club. That game gets underway at 9 o'clock. Meantime, the Convenience Plus Maho Gators will be looking to secure their first win of the season when they take to the court tonight as the Division 1 tournament continues. The Gators went down in their first match, losing to the West Coast Ballers, and they will come up tonight against the Denise Charles Seahawks. That game gets underway at 7 o'clock. We can go back to cricket news as the Windward Islands under-19 coach John Eugene feels that Stefan Pascal will have a big role to play in the success of the Windward Islands team in the upcoming CWI Rising Stars under-19 tournament in St. Kitts. The Windwards will open their campaign tomorrow against the Leeward Islands. Pascal is the captain of the team and is the only member of the squad with experience at the first-class level, having played for the Windward Islands Volcanoes this year. Eugene says that Pascal brings tremendous leadership qualities.
I think not only as a player and as a leader, on and off the field, the discussions that we have around leadership, is well versed in that area. And of course, being, one of the regional players, senior players around the team, who, we really expect him, to stand out. Not putting added pressure on him, but in all, just trying to lead from whatever areas he has the experience. I think if you look at the composition of our team, we have some really exciting batters. Theo Edward, you have Charles from Dominica, you have Jonathan Daniel, and then you come down to the all-rounders, the Murray brothers, who have been in this tournament for a couple of years now. And the pace bowling department looks very efficient, with Morency and Davin Ford and the others, and Devontae McDowell. So, it's collectively, I think the guys have gelled well. They have, received information very well, and it's about, going out there and really executing what we have to do.
And that's the Windward Islands under-19 head coach John Eugene. So the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars under-19 tournament gets underway tomorrow in St. Kitts and Nevis, and the Windwards will be playing their opening match against the Leeward Islands Hurricanes. And apart from Stefan Pascal on the team, we also have 5 other Dominicans on the team: Kestra Lestrade, Joel Dura, Arsenio Fontaine, Edmond Morancy, and of course Luvio Charles. They'll all be representing the Windward Islands in that encounter tomorrow. That's where we'll come to the end of the DBS Evening Sports Report. Of course, we'll have a lot more